Hey, good morning, everyone. Actually, I look at you, in fact, most of them are, I would say, 80% are my friends. The good thing is that being friends, so actually I don't need to do any presentation, I just talk. And if I make you all fall asleep, well, just put up your hand and I know, how to wake you guys up. Okay? It's a surprise to me because 4 days ago, Mr. Das came and said, hey, you are going to talk in the, survival conference. I said, what? I just came back from OC and jet lag and said, wow, that's a big challenge. Then I said, well, you better don't tell me do anything next few days. Anyway, I want to bring to your attention before I start, my talk on the journey. Wait, I'm getting out here. Is that to look at the logo there? Now, that is the logo of our newly formed Prostate Cancer Society of Malaysia. Now, because it's a newly formed society, we need all of your support, both, financially and morally. And if you are a prostate cancer survivor, please join us. I think around here I can see about 50% are prostate cancer survivors and caregivers. Yeah, please join us. And if you are not, then you can join us as an associate member. So we have people around here going around giving this membership and a flyer, and please fill that in and submit back to us before you leave, okay? Can we do that? Yeah. All right, okay. We need your support, definitely. Now they are about, wondering why I'm wearing a white t-shirt like that. It's not disrespect of this conference. Actually, there are 15 of us. All of them are committee members. And this committee is led by Mr. Das, who is our chairman. Okay. All right. The name of the talk is My Eventful and Life-Changing Journey with Prostate Cancer. Of course, I was diagnosed in 2010. And why I say it's eventful, I was like everybody else, the caregivers and, survivors here. I was just, drifting along, office workers, 9 to 5, and nothing eventful, But once you have diagnosed of cancer, you find that, oh my gosh, life is short, huh? So we have to make every moment to remember. And I joined many support groups, and I try to get involved. I actively participate in all of these support groups. In Qigong group, in prostate cancer, in the Candy Girls, on ESG, and all of them, all right? And why is life changing? Before that, we take life easily. And then later on, of course, now from 2010, like all of us here, we just think of cancer all the time. We monitor it and try to see whether there is reoccurrence or not. Okay, let me change the slide. Now, where is the gentleman here? Here, isn't it? Yes. Now, the problem with us LD guys is that we are not that, we're not, oh yeah, okay, that's it, good. Now, as I said, I try to be more eventful. So what do? I try to participate and try to really, make memorable moments. Now, what I believe is that if I can't help and cheer other people, at least I can cheer myself. Yeah. Anyway. So in doing that, I firmly believe that merrymaking, making other people happy, and exercise, these are very important medicine for cancer survivors. There you can see all of this action, exercise, in all these, in the Qigong group, and whatever gathering is. I must apologize to Candy Girls. There are a lot of clips that are very beautiful that I dance with them, but unfortunately I couldn't download from the Facebook, so that's why they are not in here. Sorry, Stephen. Okay, now we come to the serious stuff. Are you all still with me? Yeah. Because, we are at the age, we couldn't sleep very well, in the night, and in the daytime, after about a few more minutes, we are dozing off. I still notice nobody is sleeping, so that's very good. Okay, now the serious stuff. Now, this is the stuff that will put you to sleep, okay? Now, I was diagnosed in 2010, 6 years ago. Now, my PSA, PSA is a cancer marker of the prostate. And it was 64, really high. And to make the matter worse is that 13 of the 13 calls in the biopsies, Mr. Murali turned out to be positive. So I was a bit unfortunate that I cannot enjoy the knives of Mr. Murali because they felt that, with that aggressiveness, they cannot operate on me and they have to radiate me. And in fact, the urologist that diagnosed me at the time was even more pessimistic. And when he talked to my daughter, who is a doctor, and he said, look, in the worst case scenario, your dad might have 2.5 years to live. Wow, that was very scary. Well, now I'm 6 years now, I'm still going strong, okay? Now, anyway, I went for radiation, and I won't bore you with that, and hormone treatment, but I'll show you the next few graphs that show more or less the history of my cancer. Now, I think all the prostate cancer people are very familiar with this. This is, you see, we take PSA reading. Though it's not definitive, we are very scared of it. If the PSA start climbing, we get, really feel that, no, trouble is coming, So when I was diagnosed, and I said, in March 2010, it was 64. And then I went for radiation about 5 months later with hormone treatment to shrink the prostate. And then around there in September, I finished my radiation. And then at that time, it just dropped up to 0.01, very low. And then I was hormone treatment for 3 years. And then it kept on. And then the hormone treatment stopped in 2010. And then after that, about 2 years later, the PSA slowly climbed up. Now, at the point of the PSA, well, it's very early. As I said, I was looking at it all the time. And PSA was 1.4. I felt I was very uneasy. And I talked to Prof. Wong. And he said, look, maybe we can go to some center that can detect early reoccurrence. So I went to do a PSMA, which is a CT PET scan, together with paramedic MRI, and sure enough, it showed there is a speck of cancer lesion in there, in my left side of my prostate. So there is not a good sign. So after that, Prof. Wong went to the urology conference, in fact, presented my case to a group of urologists and said, no, hey, what, for a cancer, a patient like that, what do you do? And he said, well, just watch and see, it's 1.4, which is very low. And surely, but slowly, the PSA climbed. And when it reached to about 2, and I talked to Dr. Silva, I said, hey, I understand that you have a friend and who was doing cryo, and I think John Ward, who have done cryo with Mr. Murali and Dr. Silva about 3 or 4 years ago, on my friend Mr. Bala, who is a very healthy guy at the back, who is under cryotherapy. Oh, there you are, Mr. Bala. So Mr. Bala's case is a success. He was treated in cryo about 3 years ago as a primary treatment, but my case, of course, as reoccurrent, is slightly more dangerous in the sense that the side effects, of course, is incontinence and possible formation of fistula, So there is inherent. But I understand because the technology has improved so much, using ultra thin needle instead of using nitrogen gas, use argon and helium gas, and the thing has improved a lot. And even in some of the centers, they said, well, incontinence and fistula are very rare cases. Okay. Anyway, I just came back from that treatment, and thank God I don't have incontinence, so that's regular. Well, my wife was very fearful of that. Actually, he was thinking, oh, how I'm going to manage a guy. But unfortunately, that is the thing that we have to have to bear with. Most of some of our prostate cancer survivors, my friends, still have that problem. Yeah. Now I'm going to show you a few more view graphs, and more or less we are done. I think all of you are still awake. Okay, good. Now this is not what you call PSMA. This is a normal parametric MRI, and well, you can see now this is a prostate, and there's a small speck there, very very small speck. So it's suspicious but not definitive. So let me see if I can do that now. Yeah. So now this is the PSMA and overlap on that, and sure enough you can see that this thing light up. So at the time my PSA was just only 1.4, so it was very low. So we didn't know what to do. As I said, everybody, even include the urologists in conference, said, just wait and see. And so in the end, we have to do something when it reached the PSA 2, and then we want to go for cryo. The first and foremost, we have to test that this thing is really cancer lesion. So we have to do a biopsy. And because it's so small, so we have to go to a center in which we are sure that you will find it. And next slide, I'm going to show you how my prostate looked like under, let's see, can I get that? Oh yeah. This is the fusion of the parametric MRI and the rectal ultrasound. Now I think I can get it moving. Yeah, this blob is a blob from the parametric MRI, and this is from the transrectal. And this part is a suspicious part where cancer can be there. It would be able to be sampled. If I move this, you find this blob will fuse to that. Does it move or not? No, let me see. It doesn't move. Well, what to do? Does it move? No. Now, let's see. I think, never mind, if it doesn't move, it's okay. Okay, we'll move to the next slide. Now, this is the sample. They sang 35 cores. 35 cores. And out of the 35 cores, now this is the one they clip it. And it has 10% of lesion. So now definitely I need treatment. So I went to a center. I went to the MD Anderson Center in Houston, Texas, and I'll show you. Oh my gosh, this is a bit different. Okay, this is a graph too. Before I withdraw that statement, I'll touch on this graph first. Now there are some centers that did some comparative study between the various procedure. One, of course, is service surgery, in which to remove the prostate. I don't know, Mr. Murali or Dr. Silva or some of our urologists here have done some sort of salvage surgery, which I understand the outcome of incontinence is very high, over 50%. And then, of course, there are another possibility of brachia and HIFU. And it looks as if the efficacy of cryo is not too bad, with of this, what you call 5 years biochemical disease-free survival. Okay, as far as incontinence, now, of course, there is another main thing that we fear of. Again, the percentage is quite low here, right at the bottom, here this side, compared to the other procedure. Now I come back to how the process of cryo is being done. Now I don't know whether I can pick up this this model or not. Now you can see the anal opening, and the bladder is there, and the prostate are the two white stuff. So in a normal procedure, what they do is that they sink 6 ultra thin needles right into the prostate, and then freeze the organs, the prostate organs, and then they will warm up the urethra so that they will not get any damages of the urethra. And in my case, because it's such a small speck at the basal part of the left side of prostate, they just only sank 3 needles and just frozen that left side of the prostate. Okay, so and the process is very simple. I don't think it's available here in Malaysia yet, but I understand in Singapore they are trying. When I talked to them, and they said they are trying to start a cryo soon, but I don't know how soon. Okay, now I think that's more or less the end. So I hope that I have not bored you all to sleep, and I've gone through the journey with a lot of support from you guys. As I said, 80% of you all. In fact, I see all the familiar faces here, and of course from the Wong bunch. This is my family. These are the guys. My son, my wife, my daughter, and these are the people who keep me going. Okay. All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much.